Alright, let us move on to today's lecture. Today's lecture is on structured system analysis. So once we have done with the initial survey, we have done with the initial planning, now we move into structured system analysis. The keyword here is the system. Let me just system and analysis. All right, we are going to have a structured system analysis. You come here and ask me, oh, so what's the purpose of doing a system analysis? This is the state. This is the second state, right? Second state means first state we just go in and then we just go and check, look at the problem and ensure that they are there. Create our project, start the thing, kickstart the thing, look at the initial assessment of the feasibility test. Then next we have to look into details, right? Details of what? Details of the here I want to say the as is. All right, in other words, we are looking at the current state, right? We need to know where we are right now, right? We need to know where we are right now. Only then we can create or introduce new improvement to our system. So before we move into this, there will be three major part. All right, three major part. Let me see that I will be looking at in this structured system analysis. First is on the how, right? The question of how, all right? Wait, I need to go through. No, never mind, right? Second would be on the risk gap assessment, how we link that to the current state of the system. Then finally we look at what are the solutions, right? What are the planned solution, or we would like to say what are the requirements that we want to have in the system, right? We are just collecting the data and then we are just proposing what to have. Basically there's three parts over here. One is to analyze what we are right now. Second is to identify what is the gap, what is the missing part, and then third one is to identify the what we want to have in the future, right? Or when we want to develop. Well, we'll look through it over here. Okay, come back over here. I come back over here. We go in and we look into the purpose for us to know the asset state. Why do we need to know the current state? It's obvious, right? If you want to develop something new, we need to know what is the current state. And to have a proper structured analysis, all right, we should do it. First of the most many reason is so that we can understand, right? We can understand, or over here I would like to say understand the current process flow. All right, this one, all right, we try to understand what we are doing right now, or what are the system or the process has been doing all the while. All right, then we would like to, from this, do what we want to do. Two things over here: to identify the problem, all right, or what we call the pain point, the pain points. So for example, over here it might be delay of work, it might be inefficient in certain process, or certain things is being duplicated. And also we would like to see if there is any control issue, right? With the current system in place, maybe that there is no role-based control, right? Role-based control, is that correct? It means that anyone can access the system with the same user ID. They can access the system completely, so they can access to the setting, they can access to everything, the reports, which might be not good in certain case when you don't want certain person to simply enter some transactions into the system, all right? Because in reality, this system will lead to the payment process, or this system would lead to certain things that will be impactful, that would be impacting the company's business, all right? In real life, you don't want someone to simply enter some transactions that are not correct into the system, all right? You will cause yourself some big headache. And of course, with this, all of this over here, we will set ourselves the baseline, all right? Baseline is like the start point, all right? Or I would say the start point. Start point of what? Start point of the project, start point of the system development. We have something to, like, this is what we are right now, and then this is what we should solve, and then these are the baseline. And then hopefully by the end of the system development, we will gain certain improvement, all right? Something like I would say it's a start point for benchmarking, all right? It acts like a benchmark against our future KPI or our future development, all right? So just put over here benchmark. Okay, let me see what we have